Before we begin our normal programming, we'd like to remember D'Ebony Groves, who was killed in the shooting at the Antioch Waffle House Sunday morning. D'Ebony was a senior social work major at Belmont and a member of the Tau Nu Delta Sigma Theta sorority. The Vision will be collecting tributes from students, faculty, and friends to be posted on the Vision website. We dedicate this program to D'Ebony.
I'm Sarah Scannell.
And I'm Jason Saida.
And you're watching VNN.
My name is Gavin Mummert, and I am the upcoming student body president here at Belmont University.
I'm Harrison Baldwin, and this is 5 Minute Expert.
Welcome to this semester's final edition of VNN.
One of the biggest events on campus this month was the 2018 Davis Cup quarterfinals hosted in the Curb Event Center. Tennis fans from around the world flocked to Nashville to see the U.S. take on Belgium. Caitlin Alexander has the story.
I'm Caitlin Alexander, and we are here outside the Curb Event Center where Belmont University and the city of Nashville partnered to host the quarterfinal matches between the U.S. and Belgium for the Davis Cup.
It's been 40 years since the Davis Cup was last in Nashville, and the city welcomed it back with open arms. The three-day-long tournament began on Friday with John Isner and Sam Querrey on the U.S. team, each winning singles matches, defeating their Belgian counterparts. After a 3-hour and 14-minute match to start the day, Isner made sure to thank the crowd for keeping the energy high and helping him stay motivated.
Home court advantage is so important, and you guys were a huge factor this afternoon, so I appreciate that.
We had really good crowd energy in here. Our fans were amazing. The Belgian fans were wonderful. They supported their team very loudly for a small contingent.
The crowd didn't die down on either side as Ryan Harrison and Jack Stock played doubles on day 2. The two defeated the Belgians after a 3-hour match, putting the U.S. through to the Davis Cup finals for the first time since 2012. On day 3, the U.S. defeated Belgium in one final dead singles match, followed by an autograph session on the court for fans.
I thought it was going to be a really special place to play, and it was even better than that.
The players loved the setup, the court was good. Being in Nashville, there's a lot of fun things to do, so I think everybody enjoyed their experience.
Oh, that's exceeded my expectations. You know, it's such a fun event.
For VNN, I'm Caitlin Alexander.
Thanks, Caitlin.
This week, Belmont is celebrating the inauguration of the new SGA President, Gavin Mummert, and Vice President, Mohan Singh Adwani Jr. Harrison Baldwin sat down with Gavin to get to know the new head of student government.
Hey, Gavin.
Hey.
Ready to answer some questions?
Sure thing.
Okay, Gavin, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue, the shirt.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is probably going to be ribs.
You can have dinner with any person, ever, real or fiction. Who is it?
I'm gonna go with, it feels so stereotypical, but it is legitimately my answer, which is I'd like to have dinner with Jesus.
Would you guys eat ribs?
I don't think that's appropriate somehow.
Coke or Pepsi?
I'm gonna go with Coke. Sorry, Belmont.
What's the name of your first pet growing up?
My first pet's name was Linus.
What kind of pet was Linus?
Linus was an Old English sheepdog.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Where are you from?
I am from the Silicon Valley in California.
Why Belmont?
Belmont University provided me with the opportunity to pursue both getting a business degree as well as a degree in the music industry and learning how to operate in that environment.
Do you have a car?
I do have a car.
What kind of car?
I have a blue BMW 3 Series from 2004.
What are you going to be doing in 10 years?
In 10 years, I really don't know yet, and I think that's pretty similar to a lot of students who don't really know yet.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
Hot dog or hamburger?
I'm gonna go with hamburger.
Who did you have winning your NCAA March Madness bracket?
I don't really follow NCAA much outside of course, the Belmont games.
Who's your role model?
I'm gonna have to go with Thomas Jefferson.
One day you wake up and you're an Olympic athlete. What do you compete in?
I compete in the luge.
Imagine you're asleep for 100 years. What is your very first question when you wake up?
Where am I?
What's your favorite band?
Favorite band is a band called Above and Beyond.
What's the very first thing you do when you wake up?
I'll check the time.
What's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is probably a meerkat.
What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for my ability to inspire other people to enact change. We can't always do it ourselves, one person, but I think in a large group, we can get a lot of things done.
What's the one thing you want to change in Belmont?
The one thing I want to change in Belmont is I want to make sure that students feel like they're represented. I think change starts right here, right now, and that's what I'm going to help people accomplish.
Thanks, Harrison.
One of Gavin's main goals is to address student concerns. A common student complaint is the availability of on-campus practice spaces. VNN's Cole Absher talked with a few students who have worked around these rules and taken their efforts to new levels. Parking garage levels, to be exact.
Hey, I'm Cole Absher, and I'm standing in the Johnson Garage where you can hear the music playing from down below. You've probably heard this music when walking through before, but what you might not have realized is that it's not people just listening to music in their cars, it's actually live music playing. We chase these bands down to find out what the story is behind their unique choice in practice spaces. At Belmont, it's no secret that there's a shortage of practice spaces.
MPAC is never open. They give you 3 rooms to use for 5 hours in a day. They're always booked. You can't really do anything.
Because of what several of the bands have described as a lack of availability in dedicated practice spaces, many bands have attempted practicing in residence halls and have run into several obstacles.
Well, I got written up 6 times for violating my practice hours in my room. I had to write 2 essays about what it means to live in a community to the board. So now I just don't even risk, because if I get in trouble again, I'll have to be punished, so I just play in here.
Practicing in the parking garage is not by choice, and it's even had an effect on the way that bands play their music.
It's kind of turned us into a little bit more of a reverb-driven band because we've had to deal with this so much. I had to learn how to use my reverb pedal after we started coming down here, but when I started to use my reverb a lot more, it really we kind of got our sound, and that's how we play shows.
While the parking garages have become a practice space for many bands, Chief of Campus Security Pat Cunningham said, "While we do occasionally run across bands practicing in the garages are intended as parking facilities and are not appropriate locations for practice," referring to the Office of Event Services Policy and Procedure Manual. Despite the fact that these bands are going outside of Belmont's policies, they've all found a way to make the best of it.
I think it's really cool that we have this space, even though it is not ideal. I think it's kind of neat how everyone in our scene has kind of gravitated towards doing a really DIY thing and using 2 outlets to power all these instruments.
We just practice down here because it's our little playground, and it sounds pretty cool.
Hey, thanks for watching. To see the full video, go to the link below. For VNN, I'm Cole Absher.
Thanks, Cole.
This month, our 5-minute expert Harrison Baldwin channeled his inner Dr. Fisher and met with fellow bee lover Mike Brent to learn how to be a real beekeeper.
What's up, guys? I'm Harrison Baldwin. Today I'm here with Mike Brent. What are you going to be teaching me today?
I'm going to teach you to be a beekeeper and show you a few things. It's late March. The bees are very active. They started getting active in late January, and now they're ready to rock and roll and make some honey.
So specifically, what are we going to be doing today to the bees?
We're going to move some bees from one hive to another and give them their new home, because there's some bees I just picked up Sunday.
Do the bees like to be moved?
The bees aren't a big fan of you bothering them. They like to do their work, but different breeds are more gentle, more docile than others. Bees are not aggressive, but they are defensive.
So how often do you get stung?
It will vary. I mean, I'll go for weeks without getting stung, and then I'll do something stupid and get stung, 4 or 5 times in a day.
Well, I'm pretty good at doing stupid things. So.
You got your veil. The main thing is to protect your face,
okay,
so that you don't get a sting on your, your eye or something like that.
Yeah.
When they sense the smoke, supposedly it makes them think there's a fire, and if there's a fire, they need to fill up with honey because they don't know when they'll get to eat again. All the bees you see flying in and out are worker bees, forager bees that are going in and out to go look for nectar and pollen. Now you'll see you've got bees all over these frames. There are a lot of bees in here, probably, I don't know, 10,000 bees in there.
Wow.
Would be my...
It's a lot of stinging.
My guess. What we're going to do is take these one at a time and move them into the other box.
Would you suggest beekeeping as a good hobby?
I think beekeeping is a great hobby. I mean, they're fascinating creatures to watch and learn from, and there's a great byproduct of the honey. I'm going to start with this first one.
Okay.
We're going to move them one at a time. You want to move a few of these?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Doing great. Just gently direct it
How
down
close?
in there. We'll scoot it all the way up once you get it in there. Typically, I sit it down and then we'll scoot it up once it's in place.
That was exhilarating. Oh my gosh.
I'll show you one more thing that we didn't see in the other ones yet. Now.
Oh, it's just dripping.
You'll see where it's dripping with honey because we have torn up, as we pulled it out, we've torn the capping off some stuff. No big deal, they'll replace it. Here's your brood down here, and that's a good sign of a good queen and a good hive. And then you see up in the corners, this is actually honey. If you pull that off, that was capped honey in there.
So is there like a beekeeper community? Do you know all the other beekeepers in Nashville?
I don't know all of them.
Do you know Bob Fisher?
Not well, but yeah, I have met him. Belmont is very generous to the Nashville Area Beekeepers Association.
You heard it here first. Bob Fisher really has bees.
So now we're going to put a top on there and we'll be done. And put a rock on it and we're done. So
look at that.
There's your 5 minutes of beekeeping.
We're beekeepers. How did I do?
You did great.
I've never gotten a great.
You've never. You didn't drop a frame.
Hey.
And if you drop a frame, they get kind of pissed off.
Okay.
And so they will get a little bit
I've never gotten
defensive.
a great. Successful day. I'm Harrison Baldwin. This has been 5 Minute Expert.
Glad you didn't get stung, Harrison.
We'll leave you with an office concert from the 2018 Belmont's Got Talent winner, Taylor Bickett.
So you won Belmont's Got Talent in January. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, it was a super cool experience. I got to sing at the basketball games, and people sent in text votes to vote for who won or whatever. And I ended up I got $250, and I got a performance which is coming up on April 25th at noon at the Cafe Lula at the Ryman Auditorium. I got a performance there at 12 p.m. on Dead Day, and it's going to be broadcast on WSM radio, and just a cool experience to get my name out there and meet new people in the industry. So yeah.
It's over, I'm moving on, I'm done with being your pawn. 'Cause to you it was off and on, just a thing on the side. Never important, playing every game, telling every lie. Was all part of your package, but now I'm done. I have to be done, so tell me why am I still here? Haven't you taken all you need from me?
That's all for VNN.
Thanks for watching and have a great summer.
Keep coming back, but I need to be free. Why am I still here? Haven't you taken all you need from me? Why special care. Keep coming back.